Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical. This is Mystical Gaming. We're jumping into Watch Your Realms and the devs have released this SP1. What is it? Well, actually, essentially, it is what they've done is hot topics. So they've gathered a load of topics together that people are talking about, and they've tried to answer a lot of the questions in big handfuls, so to speak. So this is what they say about it. In recent times, we received a great deal of feedback regarding game mechanics, feature optimization and future direction. We have listened carefully to your voices. At this special moment, we have decided to launch Dev Insight SP1 Hot Topics Q&A, where we will address the most frequently discussed and key topics with as much sincerity and transparency as possible. Well, there we go. Thank you for your continued support and passion. We will also deeply appreciate every piece of criticism and suggestion. I'm fairly certain they don't appreciate all the criticism. There we go. Every word that you share helps us go further and move forward. Okay, so that's their blurb on it. Now, when we jump into this, we'll just get sort of question one and a big piece on that, and then it would give us a load of answers about their first sort of question. Okay, so question one. I'll speak on behalf of 20 plus guilds and GVG centric players alike. Current GV map design has become too restrictive. The past 2 seasons has drastically reduced usability, ground and platform tiles while increasing demon soldiers' strength, making it nearly impossible to form competent defences without a narrow pool of meta heroes. This limits creativity and strategic diversity. Expand future map layouts to include more ground and platform tiles. This will also allow varied defence setups across guilds and prevent situations where every member runs into the same formation or struggles to build viable ones due to poor tile availability. GVD should also encourage the use of full hero pool, not just the privileged few. Lady A seems to be a bit of an issue there, doesn't she? But there we go. Okay, top GVG guilds are actively coordinating to raise awareness on this issue, and additionally, additional concerns are being impacting the community, with Sebastian Kane serving as a point of contact for collective feedback and dialogue. So that's Sebastian Kane's there. He's got a good channel, so if you want to go and show him some love, link to his channel will be in the description below. Go and say hello to him, particularly if you want to know anything about GVG. He is a font for it. Okay, so go and show the man some love. He's absolutely fantastic. So what they've done is they then break that question down, and they sort of break it down into various answers. So A1, we appreciate commanders providing us with valuable suggestions. We made the following replies and adjustments based on your feedback about some of the decent demon soldier combinations being overpowered. We totally understand your worries, and as we don't want to see some of the demon soldier combinations being too powerful either. Here's what we'll do next. So what they're going to do is we will lower the burning damage of the Chaos Shaman. So this is Chaos Shaman. He's going to have his burning damage actually lowered on the next version update. This will hopefully immediately reduce the pressure of players' experience during battles. However, adding burning damage to the basic attack is the signature mechanism of the demon soldier. Chaos Shaman making hasty adjustments to it is against our wishes, as this will lead to demon soldiers losing their unique tactical values. We believe this isn't what commanders wish to see, and we will also persistently keep a close eye on the data related to GVG and make sure commanders have a good gaming experience. Well, we could sort out Lady A and then we'd have a better experience. Addressing the GVG map design, okay, which makes heroes like Ingrid difficult to deploy. Well, the reason she's difficult to deploy is everyone complained a little while ago that all the maps were in GVG were Ingrid centric, so you made them more difficult, and now everyone's saying, well, I can't deploy Ingrid. I'm sure in 2 seasons time we'll be back here having the same conversation but in reverse. Commanders report concerning too few usable tiles, resulting in heroes being focused fire stems from the previous season's offense and defense imbalance, in which some heroes were overpowered. As a result, a certain level of restriction is applied. We also do not want to make each season's defense strategy rigid because of some specific heroes. Well, you always have done that, so I can't see that changing. We will consider player suggestions and open more tiles for heroes in the next season's map. So that's coming out fairly shortly. I think it's about 2 weeks away on the Forerunner, so hopefully we'll see those maps soon. Meanwhile, new faction demon soldiers will be added shortly. They've just been added to the Forerunner, so again, next update on global, I would expect to see those come in. We'll hopefully provide commanders with more tactical options. So you've got one for Frost, you've got one for Chaos, and then there'll be a video out tomorrow on how you get hold of them, that sort of thing. Okay, and then we promise the following. So the improvements to next season's maps: there will be more platform and ground tiles on the maps in the next season. So that's this season's at the moment, okay, especially in consideration to the performance of viable heroes like Ingrid, who needs survivability. Because she's so well balanced, she does need a little bit of survivability and help for her, bless. So the keep has a ground, we've got 8 places, and the platform we've only got 12 places to put on. I didn't realise it was that few. I thought there was more spaces available, but when you count them up, there aren't that many. So we'll keep an eye on that and make a note, and then when the season pops out, we'll see if they have actually stuck to the word. So thus giving more room to commanders for deployment, and in the meantime we need to consider designing each season's maps to be uniquely different. This will surely cause powerful hero and demon soldier combinations to appear each season, and we will continue putting effort into the map design and bringing fresh new maps and experience to you. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see. Now, this I knew nothing about. If you know something about this, shout out for us. About the point system being technically manipulated, which affects fair play principle. Never knew this was a thing. The act of point manipulation impacts the authenticity of the ranking system, okay, the ranking, which harms the players who put in huge effort into this game and the experience of guilds as a whole. We are paying great attention to this issue. Okay, here's what we plan to do. Improvements to the point system: we will add an extra points bonus consecutive winning to the future in the hopes this will encourage everyone to do their best during each battle. The GVG experience for the majority of players will be improved by increasing both the gain of fair play competing players of the cost of players who lose in the battle on purpose. Okay, now I think what you're going to do is encourage people just to go for the easy wins, and you'll find people in that time zone will get the easy wins, and everyone on the not on a time zone opposite to that, when all the easier targets have gone, will complain to you that they can't actually get any matches in and they never get any of that bonus. We again appreciate commanders' valuable feedback. We welcome your feedback very much, and we'll continue to focus on popular topics, making corresponding improvements. Let's make Watcher of Realms a better place together. That's quite a fair enough statement, but I don't think that's going to fix it, to be honest. I think that's just going to create a different issue for you. Right, so there are 4 questions in total. So this is question 2. The new rate up adjustments are looking really promising at the moment, but I have 2 questions that will affect its usefulness. 1, will this be retroactive, or are the adjustments only to take place after the patch? E.g., if I summon Vienna on the Nastia banner, will I get 20 times 2 on the next rate up banner, especially on ancient banners which consume rare resources? Not making it retroactive will be a big miss. And the second part to this is, do these rate ups carry forward? If I use 200 summons and didn't get the banner unit on week 1, will I go to summoning on week 2 with a 20 times 10 on the rate up units? If they are not carried forward, it means that players will have to hoard summons carefully, only to be summoned if they can hit pity multiple times. Now, wow, there's a lot to unpack from this. Okay, and this does give us some strange thoughts that we've got to have. Okay, so they sort of merge the 2 conversations or the 2 questions together. Okay, so basically backtrack compensation no is the swift answer. This is to say that if I summon Vienna and the Nastia summoner and the mechanism has not come online at that time, will I benefit from rate up during the next summoning pool? Unfortunately, the current mechanism will not have the rate up saved across summoning pools, nor be backtracked compensation. We totally understand that players may feel very hard work doesn't pay off under this situation. Summoning environment like Ancient Summoning Pool will make it easier for commanders to feel upset due to the rarity of resources. Now it is going to. So the current design logic for your Ancients, that's the red ones there, okay, is use the current rate up for Ancient Summoning Pool as each unit. Each pool will only have its 20, 40, 80, 120 rate up chain triggered once during a reset. Once at any point during the rate up, hero are summoned. Okay, so once you've done the summon, then boom, it's gone, and when the next one comes along, it's restarted as well. Therefore, the rate up bonus cannot be carried forward after the summoning pool has been rotated. But please believe that we are always paying attention to commanders' voices. We are seriously discussing feasibility of rate being carried across pools in order to avoid players having to experience gaps during key points in the system update. We believe any breakthrough mechanism aspect, or we'll announce it in the commanders immediately. Okay, so that would be fantastic. So you're summoning for Ancients. Okay, now you need about 185 before you start getting that pity climbing, and then by 200, boom, you'll pull your limited. Oh, sorry, you'll pull your Lord. Now you may get a terrible Lord that's not on the banner, so you may get Ajax, like I did on the last Ingrid banner. Now, I don't have enough. I think if you're low spend free to play, this is, I mean, it's either not going to affect you or it's not good news at all. It's going to take you this long to get, it takes you months to get 200 anyway. And then when you get a Lord, if it's not the one you want and it's not going to carry over, you're not really going to be affected by it at all. If it was carried over, then at least when you saved up for, say, an Ingrid banner and you get Ajax, then you could save up for maybe the Pope banner or something, and then you'd be on a better chance of getting Pope. But this isn't going to help you at all. This is not good news, I think, for low spend free to play. Whether this affect Wells or not, I don't know. I presume it will, because you'll be able to cycle through and get enough Lords anyway, but there's still no pity system for legendaries anyway on there. So I mean, maybe it's somewhat better. I mean, I think you're better off hoping that you pull legendaries that aren't on the banner to give you a better chance to get the Lord that is, maybe. Will the pity bonus carry forward between two different summoning pools? As one of the commanders mentioned, if I have made many summons on summoning pool A without receiving the rate up hero, will these bonuses be applied to the next rate up summoning pool B? We hereby make clarification the current mechanism cannot have a pity bonus carried forward between summoning pools. Each rate up summoning pool, like Silas Aelin, is independent rate up cycle. When the summoning pool ends, the pity bonus will be reset. The next rate up summoning pool will calculate the rate starting from the beginning. It will not inherit the summoning record nor missed summons from the previous summoning pools. You can see how much people like that. We understand commanders desire no pain no gain, especially when it comes to the summoning in high priority pools like Ancient Summoning pools. It indeed makes commanders feel annoyed or not worth it when the reset button every time. Now, I mean, I don't know where I sit on this, to be honest. I think with non-ancient, so with your normal blue summons, your invocation of spirits, it's not going to be too bad. But the issue does become when you do banners with a good and a bad hero, when there's an offset on the heroes. Now, your system won't help anyone get Vaughn. It will help them get a Vaughn or a Helga. Now, for me, I got 3 Helgas. Absolutely fantastic. She's now A5. Not a single Vaughn, and this system won't help me in the slightest. Now, while that wasn't great for me, there are people on the rise of the scale kin I didn't have to summon on, luckily enough. But people were forced due to game mechanics and needing a hero that does the AoE decrease defense or decrease damage coming round. Then they needed to pull on it because there is content in the game that is gated by heroes. If you opened up more heroes to have that ability, there wouldn't be so much of an issue anyway. I presume you wouldn't sell as many summoning shards, which would probably be more to the point for you, I guess. But I think it's more to do with the abilities on the heroes you get, rather than the the actual summoning quite often. We have recorded core feedback. This is seriously assesses the future whether a mechanic like carrying pity across pools or keeping the missed summoning points is designable to make this every single summon performed by commanders more worthwhile. It would, but you could get into a point where everyone could get any hero they wanted, which would take some of it away. Our initial hope when designing this set of incremental rate up mechanisms is to offer each commander a predictable cost cap instead of sinking into an endless upset. We did our best to keep a reasonable randomness. Yeah, the randomness wouldn't bother me again if you could get the skill that you wanted, as opposed to only one hero having that one particular skill, to make summoning experience, as always, packed with surprises and hope. And I think that's a good thing. I think we should have surprises and we should have hope. I mean, if we didn't have hope or surprise and hope, people wouldn't get this. Now, this wasn't me that got this by any stretch of the imagination, but someone did pull this. It would be great. Happy for them. You got some really good legendaries out of there, and you got one that's terrible as well and could do with a buff. The current mechanisms are behaving stable during the test in the majority of servers. The average summoning used to successfully obtain a rate up hero has been significantly reduced. Well, it would do, but whether you get a good rate up hero or not is more the question. The summoning experience has considerably improved. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. I can't really comment on that. We will keep monitoring the related data and community feedback, so if you're still having a terrible time summoning, give them feedback. The option of improvements like mechanisms related to carry pity across pools is still possible. This is to make the system more fair, transparent and considerate. Thank you again for the attention and feedback. Every piece of your suggestion becomes a guiding direction for our system improvement. We ask you to please stay patient, for we will do our best to shape Watcher of Realms into a world that is worth your stay. Are they seeing players leave then? Is that the underlying feature from that? Who knows? Now, big news in this one, okay? So question 3, Commander A, please make the new Duo Wave Defender mode permanent. Maybe even add a weekly challenge where you defend as much waves as possible with no limit, so players can try different strategies to max out waves. This was extremely refreshing and fun, and would allow us to try something new while grinding in the background. Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to say that the United Front, which was this event here, was a lot of fun and thoroughly enjoyed it, whereas the Honours Gauntlet isn't that enjoyable in my humble opinion. I'm sure there are people who like it, but that's just not a bad thing. I just think having both available would be good for those who don't enjoy the Gauntlet. Will United Front be coming back? And I think there are more people who enjoy United Front than the Honours Gauntlet. So now they get into it. So first of all, thank you very much for your enthusiastic support and positive feedback over the new corporate emotes that you guys having fun and this new feature. Some of you might even suggested making it a permanent game mode. Your excitement truly motivates us to bring more content in the near future. We'd also like to thank other players for sharing the joy of enjoying the United Front, but find Honours Gauntlet less fitting. We understand that every player has different preferences and gameplay habits. Providing a different experience has always been our core goal. So right, that's the overlying blurb of it. Now, will the co-op mode be a permanent mode? Co-op mode is still in its experimental phase, but with your feedback has given us a strong confidence to keep exploring it. So they're going to keep exploring it. We have already allocated resources to accelerate its development and this new content, this mode. In the short term, co-op mode will return as a monthly limited event. So they're going to have the United Front sort of co-op mode, a monthly limited event with new monsters, modifiers, new map each time to ensure a fresh combat and gameplay experience. We will continue to evaluate its performance, and with your feedback, a permanent version is definitely in the considerations. I can't see them not doing a permanent version, but I mean, even if they just cycled it through every month, that'd be fantastic. New map and that sort of thing, it'd be absolutely great. Will there be higher difficulty challenge modes? Your suggestion for the endless wave challenge was fantastic. So when you got to the end, it was just sort of an endless wave. That was great, and you could see how many points you got, and there was a leaderboard. Absolutely fantastic. We're currently exploring the design to endless mode, aiming to provide an opportunity for those who enjoy pushing their limits. Thank you once again, Commanders, for your genuine ideas and enthusiasm. You're a driving force behind our continuous progress. We will continue to uphold our philosophy of a strategy focused. Lady A's hardly strategy focused, is she? And fun enhancing. Gameplay crafting each feature to make Watcher of Realms a game you truly enjoy and look forward to. Stay tuned for our next update and do not stop sharing your thoughts and suggestions. So keep sending those suggestions back in, that's what they're after. Keep sending them in, even if you don't like it. Apparently you will get stuff done, okay? Now, next thing you go into here, question 4. Can you either remove the energy costs for Gear Dungeon 1 and 2 or add Mulrich's keys to the pool? The Gear Dungeon keys are already a kind of limitation for farming. Now that it doesn't provide any chance to get the juicy sewer keys, it's quite annoying to have to spend energy on these. And then someone else has written in it, I feel like it's badly implemented to introduce Mulrich's new content, totally barrier entrance locked by random gem drops. We have a system like Gear Dungeon keys. We still drop them, and now it's like giving us our monthly gems, so we can have new content without relying on total random drops and exceptional rare. Yeah, I think a lot of people went in, but they knew about this a month before it came out, which is somewhat annoying that they go live with it even though they know these issues. Dear Commanders, we received wave of passionate feedback regarding the way of acquiring Keystones. I'm sure you did. You received waves of it a month before it came out from everyone on the Forerunner, and then you still went live with it. So it's a little annoying they do that. Thank you so much for expressing your interest and valuable suggestions about this new feature. Since the Keystones serve as only a way to unlock Marik's Hall of Illusion challenge, we completely understand your desire for more Keystones and an easier way to obtain them. Easier, just fairer would be precise. I know someone, they did over 300 runs and got nothing, which is it's just too much, really, to be honest. And to fully be able to enjoy the new content. It's true that the current method of obtaining Keystones is heavily based on RNG. It is 99.9% based on RNG. I think I know of 2 places where they were given out as rewards. So, with the exception of 2 places or events, they have all been RNG, and I might be wrong on that, might only be 1. Some commanders may have done a large number of runs, yet some did, and not been able to obtain one. We appreciate your suggestions while trying to keep the excitement of the game's random loot drop mechanic, the excitement of that random loot. We also implement a stable way of obtaining the Keystones in the near future. Okay. This will be one of our top priorities in the upcoming gameplay improvement updates, so it would be interesting to see what they've actually got in store for us. But they do let on to a bit of it here. So question 1, will the trial Keystones be obtainable through the Drake's Chasm or Titanic Ruin rewards box in the future? Now, Keystones will be added to the chests in the Drake's Chasm and Titan Ruin with a certain drop rate. Okay, this allows players to be able to obtain Keystones constantly while playing through daily and weekly missions. You will not be missing not miss out because of RNG. So that sounds like they're going to be guaranteed to be in there if you're not going to be missing out due to RNG. So your Semram and your guild boss, they will be dropping them. Apparently when that comes in, I don't know. The next bit I don't know about, I have no information on this. The new mission-based Keystone reward will introduce a new trial-based gameplay. By completing the trial objectives, commanders can earn additional Keystones. This offers a more goal-driven and sustainable way of collecting them, which is fine. And then will Keystones be added to unlimited time event reward pools? Now they already have been on the Forerunner, we've touched base on it before a little bit. But the Keystones will be added to the upcoming seasonal events, challenge missions and other time-limited trials. So they had the Grimstone Invasion on the Forerunner a little while ago, and this was essentially Abyss 1. It started off very easy and you could get you could do it relatively easy, I think, and then it ramped up and got significantly harder the further on you went. But a lot of the rewards there were tied into the new gem enhancement and Keystones as well. So I'd imagine this sort of thing is what we're going to see pushing forward, okay, or this is certainly what they refer to. Now, however, they then actually that's it finished. Okay, so rather go on, we retain the current RNG system for Keystones to preserve the thrills in obtaining them randomly. However, we are considering adjusting the drop rates of the Keystones in gear raids to improve the gameplay daily and make access to the halls easier, which is fine. Ultimately, our goal is in designing Malric's Hall is to let every commander enjoy the intensity and thrills of the Keystones, which is fine. There was never our intention to stop commanders from entering the challenge. Rest assured, we will continue to monitor the drop rate of the Keystones and use the data, maintain fairness consistently and gameplay balance. Our goal is to make the Malric Hall challenge and an experience accessible to every commander. I think it is if you just do enough runs, but there you go. Thank you once again for your support and feedback. We will continue to improve the gameplay experience and we welcome your continued feedback. Now, one thing on this, if you want someone to proofread your stuff, devs, I am more than happy to do that. Give me a little leaked version beforehand. I am quite happy to proofread it for you, because they've missed part of this. Line 1 on the question. Okay, question was line 1, sentence 1. Hello, can you either remove the energy cost for Gear Dungeon 1 and 2 or add Malric's keys to their pool? That was the first question, and nowhere through this deep dive into answering lots of questions and hot topics have you answered it. Okay, so the theory I guess behind it is this. So when we hit stage 19, that's when we start opening a lot more stuff in the gear raids. We open up a lot more stuff. We start to get the forging materials, and at that point we also get the keys. Now at stage 3 in the gear dungeon, well, that's the first point we open up our forging materials, but we don't get anything else. We don't get the keys. We also don't get an answer to question 1, line 1 in what you class as hot topics. So there we go, there's a first run through on what the devs are calling hot topics. I think it's quite a nice idea. I quite like the fact they put them all together and they actually answer a lot of questions and give some feedback on it all. Okay, be nice to see what actually does happen. So they didn't answer all the questions, that was a shame. Maybe we'll give them some feedback on that and say you didn't actually answer the questions, but it'd be nice if you did. We also now know that we're going to get more Keystones. There's a trial base coming on. They're going to be coming from more places as well. The GVG maps are going to change there. We're going to get more usable tiles. So that's probably a lot of good news for a lot of people. I'm not overly fussed by GVG, but I'm sure there are lots of people that are. Okay. Now, the other things that are coming out is United Front is going to be a monthly basis thing. So this came out on the 11th of July, so hopefully by the 11th of August we should at least know something about it, because that would be a month later. If not, we'll send them a quick reminder. Okay, let us know your feedback. What do you think? Good, bad, indifferent? Do you think this is a good way for the devs to go and do things, or would you rather see the old question and answer session that they normally do? Okay, right, thank you very much for your time. If you could leave me the old thumbs up, like and subscribe, that would help me out massively, and I'll see you all in a video again soon. Thank you, cheers, goodbye.